And like that, we start up. Hey guys, welcome to the Friday art stream. Uh, Still don't necessarily know what I'm going to be calling the art stream, but you know what? This will have to do for now. This will have to do for now, I suppose. Clearly untitled, but clearly still art. And we're going to be picking up where we left off. Let's see, is it under recents? Yes, it is. There we go. Let's just bring up the NES reaction there. Hope you guys are doing well. I was doing alright myself. Doing pretty alright myself. So, let me get a few things double checked here. Oh, that's the wrong button. Yeah. Slide that there, that there. There we go. Okay. Hoping the sound and everything good for you guys. I just got a little bit of music going, as usual, for when there are just the long pauses and not much of saying things. We were working, finally starting on our lines. That's right. I was going to go back and redo some of and probably redo a lot of these. Let's get our eraser out. Let's go ahead and bump that up to, let's bump it up to 40. As much as these straight lines were okay-ish, I'm not, you know what, let's just basically just get rid of all this right here, I think. Don't mind these lines down here, but it's what was up here is kind of what was annoying me. So, got our pen back out. Again, yeah, there is some correction to that, so I think that'll be fine. Also, thank you for joining me. I know you have a choice of what you could want to watch here on Twitch. And thanks for giving me just a little bit of your day. Kind of like that. And then do that. All right, then. Yeah, that's pretty good. Just clean up that corner a little bit, I think. Oh, too much. It's just there. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad there. We'll go ahead. Pop that there. Just give me a line of reference there, how tall that corner should be, because I don't think this corner here should be taller than that corner there. So I think if I bring that down like that, might be a good idea. But let's start with that one there. There we go. I think that'll work. Bring our eraser out. We'll bump that up to 15. And then just get rid of that. And then back there. Let's skip off the chalk and back to our colored pencil, or our mechanical pencil at least. There we go. We can clean that line up a little bit when we get back to it. Let's see here. I really wish I could. I mean, I probably could. We probably could get away with some different music. But as usual, or I should say as usual, as always, we're using the Epidemic playlist. This is the Soothing Piano playlist I've got going on right now. Nerd yourself, geek. All right. Let's see. By the way, I will be here next week, most likely. Um, both Friday and Saturday, but the following Friday, Saturday, 19th and 20th, I will not be streaming. So just a heads up on that. There will be a little change in schedule there. I will be out of town at a convention, so I will not be streaming on the 19th or the 20th. But I'm sure someone will probably step up and have fun in the slot. So welcome them. Let's see here. That was that line. That was that line. That's that line. Aha. Yeah, this isn't all that bad, this correction we've got on this pen. I like it. I like it. Let's go ahead and, yeah, no, keep that line for now, actually. We'll keep that line for now. Kind of want to put this in something else. And maybe I'll put this section over here in details. Also, it's finally a nice day outside, so I've got a couple of my windows open. So you might hear a loud bang. That'll most likely be the bedroom door slamming shut, as it wants to do at times when the window's open. Or you might hear a very loud, tiny motorcycle engine just going yee 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 down. So, you know. I do not live by a Mr. Train myself, but there are still plenty of noises to be heard from outside the windows. Maybe. We'll just leave that like an imaginary corner. Yeah. Although I should correct myself, there is a potential of me not streaming next weekend as well, just because there is a local, for better or worse terms, garbage picking going on. A couple of cities over. Has finally been scheduled again since all the craziness that was the past 2 years. And me and a friend like going out there and seeing what kind of interesting things we could find. Like, one of the best things I found was my old Philco radio from the 1940s, still functional, tubes and everything. So, it'll be interesting to get back out there and see what people are just getting rid of. What kind of old things you can find, and who knows, maybe I'll just do some streaming from my phone. What are we arting today? We are finishing up the Super NES reaction for my gaming streams, is what we are arting today. It's what we shall be arting today. And I'll put that there, I think. And you know what? That shoulder can go into the armor. Yeah. Because that's just going to be basically that. Let's see how those lines look separate. There's a cuckoo clock saying it is 5:30, although it is not 5:30. It is about 10 minutes slow. I do need to speed up the cuckoo again. I like having that. I think I'd prefer that 5 minutes slow, either on time or 5 minutes slow. So I got to play with the pendulum a little bit more and set that a little proper. I think I might do that after stream. After stream. Oh, I gotta clean off my tablet again too. I think. I starting to get a little mucked up. Well, not mucked up. Just a little dusty, a little dirty. Okay. Yeah, I'll just have that open like that. I think it'll be fine. Maybe we can get rid of this. I didn't mean to zoom in, but I think the zoom in is helping a little bit. Kind of just... I'll just bring that... Oh! Just bring that around like that. There, I think that's okay. That's not bad. That's not bad. Did I post it wrong? No, I didn't. Alright, we're here in details. Let's go ahead and just get that there. And that there. Why don't I just use the circle tool? Why don't I just use the circle tool? Well, because. That's my answer, and I'm sticking to it. I might even, yeah. No, we still gotta get that green border around there too, so we will revisit that. Let's go ahead and get that other arm. Oh, I don't like that. There we go. And there's a grandfather clock saying it's 1:45. Because that's pretty much accurate. It loses a few seconds when I have to wind it, but for the most part, it's not that noticeable. And even then, usually like a minute a month, I just nudge it forward every couple of months. And that was the kitchen clock, which is 15 minutes fast now. Oof. That's way too much for my liking too. All right, that seems pretty good there. That seems pretty good. Let's head down to the gauntlet, which is just this one for now, because the right hand gets its own. The active hand gets its own lines. That looks pretty good. I like that. And we'll even kind of give it that false corner there. Just the lines. I don't have. I thought I had the arms as a layer. Let's go ahead and give the arms a layer. There we go. There we go. But the reason I said about the music choice is while back I was listening to just the Rat Pack, you know, Sammy Davis Jr., Frank Sinatra, a couple of the other artists in there on a Spotify playlist. It really got me, really gave me some idea prompts I want to do for drawing. So I think listening to that would help me get that prompt back, and listening to it while doing it would just, you know, help give me that drive to get those pictures out there too. So might risk listening to the Rat Pack on stream. Hopefully we won't get hit for that, but if we do, well, I will learn from that mistake, apologize, and probably won't have the video up on YouTube, or at least it'll be a very silent video on YouTube. But of course I'll run it by the station manager, see what he says. I got a feeling he's a pretty decent guy. I don't have the controller on there. Anyway, controller. There we go. Oh, yeah, detail, which would be that lower torso here. And we'll just bring out a couple of bits of the waist here. Not really that much, not that noticeable, which is fine. But there we go, there we have it. Let me just kind of back up, take a look at it, see how things are turning out. Oh, that's right, I gotta get back, I gotta get on the head, don't I? All right, but right now, yeah, things are looking pretty decent. I like it. Let's see. Yeah, like I said, I'll be redoing that ID. That'll probably get its own little thing. Okay. There's a little blop there for something I needed to do. Yeah, face and helmet are there in layers. Okay. Yeah, let's just knock this controller out real quick, then we'll go up to the head. For that, hey, look, I still have the Super Nintendo controller right here. There we go. Yeah, there ain't much to the Super Nintendo controller, at least at this angle. It is what it is basically already here. Let's go ahead and rotate the image. Try and pull it down. Yeah, that was easier. That was easier. It is a lot more rounder. So, save there in case I need to reload. I know what I should have done. I should have done the symmetry tool. Well, no, because then All right, let's bring it back to shape here. Let's do that again because I kind of like that, but now I don't. Oh, we're on the colored pencil. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, you know what? That's not bad like that. That's not bad. We'll go ahead and bring that down to a 3. We'll just sneak these L and R buttons in right there. 4 to get that little edge. There we go. I think that worked pretty good. And then back to 3. There we go. That's left and right buttons, and the chord will be its own thing in the active idle. Speaking of, let's double check our sketch there. Yep, okay, the chord. Yeah, I knew the chord was in there. I didn't think the controller was in there, so that's good. Okay. All right. I think we were using 6. Yes. Let's go ahead and get the controller off me now. There it goes. Face, pretty simple. Just basically get the visor in. There we go. There we are. Yeah, there we go. And then this will make up the helmet portion. I think that's better. Maybe. Hang on. Forward, save, back. Again. I think that works a little bit better. Let's go ahead and turn the sketch layer off real quick. That's sitting pretty good. I'll get rid of that line there. And then obviously I'll put a little more details in. I think I'll keep that a little thick like that though. White details. Let's bump that down to 4. Bump this to 5. Bring that right to there. Back up to 6, and we'll just make. There we go. No. There, like that. Yeah, looking pretty good. Looking pretty good, I think. All right, let's clean up our lines a little bit because we gotta get rid of some of these. That's unneeded. That not needed. That arm. That could go. There we go. Save. Back out. And again. Let's go ahead and. Oh no, that needs to open back up. I think that's sitting pretty good. I think that's sitting pretty good there. Lines, close the base, open up idle. Oh, I turn the sketch back on. Go to the idle layer. 1, 2, 2, 3. And we've got the hand, gauntlet, and arm. Back to our pen. Oop. We'll be thoughts are happening. Okay. A controller is going to need to be. That's fine. Yeah, I just have to move the controller layer into the active, into the motion folders, because obviously there is some hand interaction with those things. That did turn out. That's pretty good there. All right, let's get the gauntlet here. Almost made that one go. Making that a little bit longer this time around. If I need to, I can hide it. Hide a line right there for a little bit of gap. So I think I might need that. And then up here on the arm, because that will change ever so slightly. Nope. There we go. It allowed a longer line for the auto correction. Yeah, you know, that's not turning out that bad. You see, once we get past that initial sketch layer and get everything down, then things, you know, come together a lot a little faster, at least as far as obviously the line work goes, because that's, tracing and making little improvements to the sketch. All right, let's go ahead and turn off that layer. Let's go ahead and get active back on. And then same thing here, 1, 2, 3. We have the hand. Gauntlets. I didn't spell that right, did I? And arm. Actually, I think the arm doesn't change. Does it? The arm really doesn't change, I don't think. Let's turn that off, and let's just look between these two. Oh no, the arm doesn't really change. Look at that. It's the cord. That's right. Okay. Lines. Idle. Arm. Toss that into the base. Cord. Active. Cord. We'll put the cord in we'll do the cord in a second here. Where is... There we go. And we can just merge these layers right here. I guess I have to be able to technically see the layers to merge them, huh? Turn the lines on. Merge, select the layers. There we go. Arm is in both. Oh, there is a little. Yeah, there's going to be a little play, but we could fix that when it comes to the actual coloring, I think. I'll fix that when it comes to the actual coloring, I think. Or, no, we could do that. We'll put that in the hand here. Let's add that to the hand layer here, actually. The rest of this arm. There we go. And then we'll just mark on our hand layer here. Still not a big fan of how this is working out, but maybe if let's just play with this real quick. I mean, eventually we'll just come down to don't have hands, kids. Hands are stupid. Hands, fingers, other appendages are just dumb. Don't have them. Everything should just be like a tentacle or something like that. They're much easier to draw. And less shape. They're just shape. That's all they are. They're just shape. They're just shape. They're, just... Oh, that's right. I got it. Copy layer. Duplicate layer. There we go. Ta-da! And I'll just drop that in active, and I'll drop this one in idle. And controller there, because I need to get rid of all this on this one. And obviously it stays over there, but I need to get rid of that armor too. So we'll get that in a second. Chord. It just kind of falls through the fingers there. Chord. Let's get that same starting point here. Actually, you know what? Let's make it a little bit thicker. There we go. Yeah, we'll go with 8. And we can turn off that. Let's turn it back on so we get the same start point. All right, 8. There we go. And turn off the idle. Save that, get the eraser out. And just remove the chord from behind the hand. When it passes behind the fingies. Just like that. All right, now we get the gauntlet back down to 6. Back down to 6, like I said. Gauntlet. We'll mostly be hiding behind the. We'll be hiding behind the controller, I think. Except for that portion there. Oh, that's right. And we got a little bit of an arm right there. Look at that. We'll just put that here in the gauntlet section. There we go. You know, not bad. That's not bad. All right. Bop, bop, bop. 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 Turn that off. Yeah. All right. Back to our base. Got a little bit of line cleanup to do now. Idle controller. Yes. I just need to get rid of all of that. Because you can't see that through fingers. You can't see that through solid mass. You're not supposed to anyway. Yeah, look at that. Not bad. It's not bad at all. Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay. And yes, drawing outside the border lines is fine because that's will be our ultimate crop size right there. When it'll be just inside that black line actually is our ultimate crop size. So yeah. And then we can move on to our colors basically. And speaking of basically, let's make a new folder for our base. Hey, my caps lock was on. Look at that, I fixed it. Hooray. Hooray. Let's see here. Go over to our... Yep, got Striker palette open. All right. Layers, layers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got the armor. Arms. Camo. Oh, camo 1 and camo 2. because those will be two different layers. Armor. Yeah, the arms is the camo basically. That will be including. Well, let's go details. Face. Helmet. I like my details on top. Arms and camo are going to be three of the same layer basically. Though that's the thing. That's how that works actually. Let's turn the reference on real quick. There you are. Hi, B. Yeah, not bad. Okay, I'm still, yeah, not bad at all. That can be... I can put that into the face. Let's keep him up now for color placements. Backfill, all that green. Let's do this. Shh. Quiet. Let's not tell me I'm doing this though. There. I didn't like that because I cut that off. Let's go back. Let's go back and not do that. Is there a way I can alter this color margin? Anti-aliasing. It's grabbing a lot more now. Why are you grabbing a lot more? Oh, I think I see what that is. Okay. Okay. Hey, look at that. Thanks for the follow there, Engine of Anger. But you don't need to be angry. You don't need to be angry there, champ. Oh yeah. Thanks for the follow anyway. Enjoy your stay here. We have many a stream with many a talent. Yes, mostly video games, but we've also got some role-play games, some tabletop. Clearly you see this drawing stream before you as well. We've got a whole variety of different things. And let's go, for coloring, let's just go back to, no, marker. Let's play with the, oh, okay, let's play with the markers again. Let's see what we got here. All right. This is our felt. If it crosses, yeah, it gets a little darker. Not a big fan of that. How about our marker pen? Okay, we'll go with the marker pen, I think. The only issue is I don't like the, yeah. How about the felt tip? Yeah, cross it gets darker on the felt tip too. Yeah, there's a variety of things. And, I mean, yeah, the same hosts might play the same game up until, obviously, they're done. But, you know, you won't be getting the same game every day, I guess is the best way to put it. There is variety in our variety. Oh, that's right. We've got all the arm details and everything like that. We're still not done here. That's right. So let's go back to our lines. Base for details. Pens. Here we go. Get back to the black. Because at the very least, we at least got to put some detail on the shoulder here. Oh, that is... using the felt? I was using the felt, wasn't I? Yeah. I was using the felt for our outline marker. I mean, yeah, I guess you could compare us to the Star Wars Christmas special. In that it's a cocaine-fueled odyssey collection of things. That doesn't feel right. Why doesn't this feel right? Oh, because it was the mill pen I was using, not the felt pen. That's why it doesn't feel right. Okay. I mean, I guess that does come through like most of the arm, so that should. I'll put that there, and then we'll actually move this over. There we go. How do I do that on me? I guess that's how I did it there, yeah. I had to look at the stream a second to see how I did those shoulder crosses. There we go. Even though that's not how they entirely are, that's how I do them. I'll be able to drinky drink going on. What other little details? Sorry, that's what that is. Got this duodenum here on the side. Did I put those on there? Yeah, I did. I did put these on here. I like that one. So let's go ahead and just get rid of that one. And just copy paste that. And then we're just going to move that and just cancel. Oh, I cut and paste. Boo. Go back. Copy paste. There we go. And copy. And merge. And it's like nothing ever happened. There we go. Look at that. Oh, I can clean that line up a little bit. Yeah, they do look like little faces. Just got like the eyes here and it's like in a little mask. There. Alright, let's go ahead and move that down. Oh, yeah, it's just a little more cleanup I'm just now noticing, and I'm glad I'm noticing. Well, that's in details, I bet. Yep, that's in details. These lines cleaned up. Clean up these in here a little bit. There we go. Again, these outside lines are fine. Those will be cut off when we crop. Got those, got those. I think that's just about it. A little bit in the arms. I can clean up a little bit here. There we go. Yep, okay. I think that's pretty good. That's pretty good for now. All right, let's get into the colors. We can obviously switch gears again if we need to. Did I say I was going to use a felt? Grab the color. Nope. Color overlaps. Let's just go to our oil brush. Let's go to that. I think it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I like the oil brush anyway. For that. For my coloring. Again, it's, just going to be a lot of red. A lot of red. When you're a big red guy, you really can't help it. It's just going to be a lot of red. Yeah, this first layer could just kind of be slathered on as far as where things go and sit. Oh, that's right. I do need to figure out where those white stripes are going to be. Golly dang. They'd actually be sitting right about here, actually. So... we'll come back to that in a second, I think. Let's just get this color base down right now. Oh, wait, that does get red. Well, that can be red, but that doesn't get red. That's that gray torso, black torso there. This is red here. Yeah, let's keep this. Let's do this red, because that way I can have the hands. There's the fingers in our own separate section here. That way I don't need to worry about using the mono color for a lot on the hands. We're trying gray on the inside there, but obviously the outside of the shoulders are red. Where are you? You're on the reference layer. Okay, I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Gosh, like I said, I might just end up using that too, so... well, not necessarily. I'll reuse most of it, I think. It has a base, I think, so anyway. Oh, I see another line we got to clean up right there. So, let's just go ahead and finish this here. Well, there's that base there. That the rest of the red will fall into the helmet there. But let's head back into our lines. Base. Details? Yes, details. Yes. Get the eraser out. There we go. Get our mill pen back out. Get the black. And we'll get these little sections in here for the white. Let's experiment, actually. That's in the gauntlet area, that's right. And that's fine, that can... Yeah, I want to leave those blank and just see what happens. I want to see what happens with the color. Oh, do you see what I see, chat? Oh, that's going to have to be on the idle layer, that's right. Speaking of the idle layer, we got a little green bleed through right there. That's what I saw. But that does bring up a good point, chat. You're right. There's a reason. Because that gets its own color layer. Because that's what's going to be moving. So let's get rid of that. Problem solved. Save real quick. Take a look around. Again, it's all looking pretty good, I think. All looking pretty good. Have a drink. Thank you. Let's go to the arms. Back to our palette. Let's grab our basic dark color there. And that's color without a U. And to our oil paint. Just take care of a little bit of overbleed we got there, I noticed. And a little bit there. There we go. And what I will do is I will color the arm in from here. And I'll do the rest in the other frames, because I know there will be a little bit of coloring needed to clean up down there, so I'll just give myself quite a bit of room to work with. But let's go ahead. Oh, look at that. I see some more. Well, it's right here. Let's go ahead and clean that up. There's a little red we got put in right there, so let's go ahead and grab our brush. There we go. And then we'll get our pen back out for our first camo layer. And then, you know, just, again, it's just really just kind of splotchy around there. So we're just going to go ahead and just do some random doodles, basically. Oh, there we go. Although this one I feel I feel will explain itself in the long run. Just making sure something is set right here. Well, hello, hello.
Hello, Striker.
It is the Hal, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome.
It is, thank you.
Yes, let me just go ahead and do something real quick since you have joined me.
No, go ahead, man.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying watching your process.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of spaghetti I'm throwing at the wall, and then we're seeing what happens.
Cool.
As you do with all spaghetti. As you do with wall spaghetti. Let's see here. Let's see. No, none of these files. None of these files I'm looking at. We're gonna have some fun with you, I think. Let's go ahead and put that one there. And no, that's a vastly different size than one would expect, which is what happens. Okay, let me grab something else here.
All right.
Man, I have a lot of Diggs pictures, and I don't know why. But I know exactly why I have a lot of Diggs pictures.
It is easy to incorporate Diggs into what you're doing, isn't it?
Let's incorporate. I mean, well, just so many Diggs here. You know, I'll just do this.
I mean, I have Diggs in what I streamed earlier today. Diggs is just proliferating.
That is true. Properties. I'm just going to go ahead, paste. Okay. There we go. You have now been represented on the stream.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, there you go. And if
I'm
you
a shy guy.
Yeah, if you want a more direct stream in the chat, there it is.
All right, got it. Thank you.
Yep. Yeah, right now we're just kind of just doing the camel on the arms, and it is just as camel is wont to be, just like, you know, random little blorps.
Sure. What is this camoing for?
If just look here on the avatar itself, he just has camo on the arms and legs, so it's basically just there as a little extra coloring in the character.
Fair enough.
It serves no real purpose in the game,
but it does fill in some blank space in the character art.
Yeah, it's just being all black or all gray or something. Yeah, it's just some more character flavor, some more color. That's all.
I also got to say, I appreciate how smooth you are at doing this. If I've ever tried to do something like this, I end up with like little twitches everywhere.
Well, I mean, it helps using a tablet, which is what I'm using. I've got it's a hard tablet. It's not like an iPad or a screen tablet or anything like that. It's a hard tablet that I've got a tablet pen on, and I've used it for a couple of years, and basically I've got the tablet and pen in my hand, and I'm looking up at my screen. It's not like I'm looking down at a piece of paper. I'm looking at like you would use a mouse. Is basically how this is working.
Okay, that gives you a little bit more of a intuitive hand, I guess.
Yeah, a little more of direct control. That's what we're gonna do. A little more direct control over the process. It is obviously you're using the dexterity of your hand, and not especially my dominant hand, since I'm left-handed.
Right.
As opposed to, you know, just using a mouse. Because like if I want to use a mouse, that's just what I'm doing right now, is just, you know, clicking and holding. Look at that. It's nice, but if I wanted to draw like the actual, like, you know, let's just do some letters with my right hand.
Yeah.
A, B, C, and then here's my hand in the tablet.
Clearly sure.
And then even if I just use my left hand on the mouse, you know, with just how the mouse is shaped,
yeah,
it's not, you know, that great for, yeah. But obviously the dexterity. Wow, that B looks really fancy. But the dexterity I get with the dexterity I get with the tablet obviously is vastly superior to that of a mouse.
Sure. I completely understand that. Much finer motor control.
Yes, yes.
So, what is the process you've used here to make sure that your black is not getting interfered with?
I mean, it's basically all just layers right here. Like
Ah,
after I'm done with this camo layer 2, I'm just going to grab that and pull it under one. That way, it just hides under there, just like that.
okay.
Because I do want these lighter grays on top. Like
Mm-hmm.
this black border you see right here is this topmost frame. Think of this like animation cells.
Okay.
When you do animations, you've got your basic background, which in this case is green. What this green will be used for is be finding like any bleed through spots.
Right.
But anyway, that's your background. Then normally you've got your character model, which we'll just say is the red in this case. That will barely do any of the movement for a while. Like if characters are static and just talking, you'll have that, and then the layer on top of that, or yeah, and then there'll be a layer on top of that, which would be, we'll just use the frame. That would be like the mouth. That one would be changed out the most, and since it's on top, it could be changed out the easiest without disturbing everything under it.
Hence why if you watch like old Looney Tunes, you can tell what's going to move and what's not in a particular scene.
Exactly.
But
They will not be as detailed and more brightly colored because that is different from the background. Now, yes, in the time of Flash animation, there are always those look, or even in some cartoons, where they subvert, that old assumption, and they make that moving object really detailed to look like it's part of the background, but
yeah,
yet it's like, haha, I fooled you, because like there are some cartoons that break the fourth wall like that. And
sure.
obviously, with the use of flash animation in cartoons, while that is on the wrongest damned layer, but with the with like flash animation, obviously, everything can be animated in the same style. The artwork isn't necessarily as bold or as clear as the animation cell is, because again, back in those old days, uh, again, the background was basically there for the entirety of the scene. So it was usually done with just that different detail of art.
Probably different artists as well.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, obviously background artists working on the backgrounds, things like that, yeah. And then we're just gonna go ahead and I think just blob that there.
It feels
And
like there should be a Jeremy Clarkson joke with this shape, but I'm not clever enough to pull it off.
nor am I, nor am I. I'm actually looking back and forth between my reaction image right here and what I've done to make sure I've got the correct colors on the arm. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. Let's go ahead and just open that file up, actually. There's that. Let's grab the idle animation here. Well, I don't even, wow, I don't have any of that dark there on that right
Right.
arm. I'm going to have to change that. But that's the thing there is, okay, yeah, obviously I've got the gray there. Okay, I think I have things reversed a little bit. Which is actually fine because I've got this neato little uh, transparent pixel there, and basically what I can do is now everything on this layer, only what I have drawn and colored in will be changed.
Okay.
So let's just go ahead and we're just gonna eye drop from this, because is that okay? That's that color. Okay, that's what I'm looking at. So, and then we'll just go ahead and just grab our monofill here. We just go ahead and blow that up and then just swipe.
Golly, isn't technology nice sometimes?
It is. Now, obviously, I mean, it'd be a little bit different if I was doing this all by hand, because I just grab that same color that I
Right.
had used previously, because I'd have the key and everything right there. I'd have that key for all that stuff.
Sure.
All right, let's go ahead, pop that there, and then we're gonna go. Our arm is there. All right, camel one was for a fact that color there. Let's just double check something here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that arm looks like it is that same color I used there. Okay, so back to our mill pen. And again, we're just doing just
some non-Euclidean shapes.
Exactly. You can't see it because it is unshapeable to the human eye. That's how camo works. I'm pretty sure.
You can't see them because you can't comprehend them.
Exactly. I should know this. I had a brother in the Navy and a friend in the Army. That's why I know this.
I have a degree in BS, so it all works out.
Exactly. And then we just go ahead and just plop that in there. Since most of that's going to be hidden behind here anyway, we could just pretty much call that one good. Yeah. Let's go to the details, and I want to grab that one. Let's grab that dark purple.
Yes. You making a separate avatar for game streams instead of art streams, I guess?
Yep, and I'm even doing ones for each of the different systems. There'll be different controllers and everything like that. Like this one's for Super Nintendo. I'll probably make one up for the GameCube next because those are probably going to be the two most played systems because those are the largest libraries I have at the moment.
Sure.
I need to get my NES library from my parents. I'm pretty sure that's probably in the storage unit somewhere, and I got to get the rest of my stuff out of there. But yeah, the NES library is also sizable compared to everything else as well. Again, I do need to see about getting my super fixed because, like I said, it took a little bit of a tumble when I was setting up the other week, and it's not turning on properly. So I gotta contact my buddy Drew again because he does system modifications and things like that. So I need to see if he can fix up my super to get that functioning again.
I am probably going to bust my old super out in the not distant future because I took eldest and youngest kids a car to see the Mario movie, and they are all about it now.
Hell yeah.
But I tried to get my 64 out not long ago, and it had the restart issue.
Yeah, my 64 hasn't turned on for quite a while. It just doesn't. So I think I might need to get a new 64 as well.
Yeah.
But now, granted, I do have the NES Mini, so I've got the games I can play on there too. So
that's handy. Yeah.
Although I know, oh gosh, which one is it? One of the other hosts here, I know he's playing Chrono Trigger. We had a little conversation back and forth the other week, saying, what games are we playing? Because we don't want to step on each other's shoes, territory kind of thing. And like again, you don't necessarily want to play the same game twice as someone else is playing. Now, granted, you'll get similar playthroughs, but not same playthroughs if you play the same game as someone else.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of the other guys is playing Chrono Trigger.
Right.
And and I just got done playing through Final Fantasy 2/4, whatever you want to call it.
The interesting thing that I always liked about Chrono Trigger is if you're only doing one playthrough, you can have very different playthroughs depending on who's doing it.
Oh yeah. I mean, granted, the first playthrough will pretty much always be the same unless you just grind it the hell out that first playthrough.
Right.
But yeah, that first ending is pretty much always going to be the same. Yes, there are a few things you can miss, so it could be different. But it's the playthroughs after that really change for the endings. And I would really very much, like, if I were to play Chrono Trigger, I would very much prefer to play the DS release of it, because that has the added cinematics that the PlayStation has, but without the loading time.
Ah, yes.
Plus,
I remember those cinematics.
Yeah. Oh, and they were great. They were, at least directed by Akira Toriyama, who was the artist for the game. And, you friends may know him as the artist behind Dragon Ball Z, the Dragon Ball series, and Dr. Slump. He did the artwork for for Chrono Trigger, at least. I don't believe he worked on Chrono Cross.
I believe the art took a drastically different style at that point.
Oh yeah, it went from pixel art to, hey, we're Squeenix. We're going through our realism phase because we're cool, edgy teens now on the PlayStation. As fun and neato as the PlayStation was, I think a lot of series really like jumped the shark when they went from Nintendo to Sony.
Ah, yes.
Like the Mega Man X series, it kind of went a bit bonkers and off the rails when it went from X3 to X4 was pretty good, but like X5 and on, it's like, what the hell is this story?
I was an old school Mega Man guy, so whenever it hit the X, I tried it, and I was like, what in the world is this? Who is this X person? I'm taking this back to the video store.
Fair enough, fair enough. Now, yes, there were some neat things that the X series tried to hint towards, but then didn't follow up on completely, such as Wily returning. Because there was like teasing and conversations with Sigma and the old man, which, you know, was like, well, shit, how did Wily keep himself alive, you know, through all this? And there a couple years ago, YouTube, I forget where it came, obviously how it came up, but YouTube recommended this one Mega Man content creator, and he was like one of his big things was just the lore of the Mega Man series. Gosh, I plug him right now if I could. Something Reptoid or Reptoid something. I forget.
Let me see if I can find it for you real quick.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, he really did a pretty good, interesting deep dive of the Mega Man lore. You know, it was like Mega Man, the original series, the X series, and, you know, even dabbling into Legends.
Would it be Reploid Revo?
Yes, that's it. Reploid Revo. That's him. Yeah.
All right. Here, I'll throw it in the chat if anybody wants it.
Yeah, why the heck not?
There we go. So, how long have you been doing art like this?
As in digitally like this, since about late 2020.
Okay.
It started up like many things during lockdown, or rather, near the end of lockdown, but it was still in 2020. I was in an RP. You know what? I'm gonna grab the purple and use that. I was in a role play there were a few other artists in the group, and we were all just just talk about, like, a lot of them, like, oh man, I really would like to get back into art and things like that. And then a couple other ones were still doing art. One, my friend Rosemary, who I was playing with, does art professionally and things like that. She was talking, and then a couple other, like I said, one of the other players, she was still doing art. And another one of the players, he was like, you know, I really want to get back into art. Like, yeah, I would really like to get back into art. So it was like this game is basically, and talking with them was like, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna go ahead and buy this tablet and this program I use, Clip Studio. It goes on sale like 3-4 times a year for like 50% off. And I mean, even its base price is like, I want to say $50-$60. So, you know, for sale, half of that, you know, that's like pretty much a steal at that point. You know,
sure.
30, you know, $25-$30 or whatever. So I bought that, and then I bought this tablet that another buddy of mine kind of reviewed, and and basically his review was like, this tablet's pretty all right. It's great for like a first time tablet purchase, things like that. If you want to use it, felt comfortable. It's like, what, for the price it is, why not just get it, give it a shot, and just start rolling with it. And I've just been doing it like this, like I said, for like the past 3 years now, basically.
Can't argue with success.
Well, I mean, it got me back into drawing. Other than that, I was just, pen and paper for years and colored pencils, all this stuff. But, yeah. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and open that up, actually. And here it is. Now, this was that first image I drew for that roleplay, that my lizard folk character. Then, when I first got everything in, I just threw that up here and, just traced over it, recolored and everything like that. And that's kind of what got me just started back into, just drawing it all again was that, whole roleplay session and everything like that. And you know what? I'm glad I got back into it because it's just fun just to shit around like this.
I do enjoy that you've gone for a stylistic route here instead of, trying to go photorealism or something like that. You've kind of got your own stylistic approach to it. And then that way, you've got this nice internal consistency, and there's not what's the word I'm looking for? It's not like you're beating yourself over the head to try and get to a certain result. No, this is how I do it, and that's fine. Kind of, not for weird compare, but the way like Penny Arcade has always had kind of their own style. It's
it's recognizable. Everyone's gonna have their own way of doing things.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's going to have that in their own personal style. I mean, just look at all the artists we have in the Legion. I don't mean this in a way, but like looking between Blue and Lou, I see some similarities in those arts, but yet those guys have never actually met. They've got a very similar style, but at the same time, I can also tell the difference between the two. But yet you look at someone like Zenith and Eldonius, they have very well-detailed images. Again, this is not putting anybody else in the Legion down, comparing them to them, but they all have their own unique looks. Eldonius and Zenith are they're more detailed compared to some of the other ones, but yet you see Captain Obvious's art, and I mean, it's brilliant in its simplicity. It is just brilliant in its simplicity.
See, that's the thing. Some people are really tuned for photorealistic stuff, and that's great. And then some people don't, and because that could be a big added unnecessary stressor. You don't need to do that. I liked to draw when I was young, but one of the things that I had the worst issue with was that I could not keep proportions to save my life.
Oh yeah, no, I get that, but you know what? That's a secret with doing digital art, because I don't have it on hand, but it's first draw the head, draw the body, then resize the head for the body.
That's great.
Yeah. I posted that on in one of my other Discords, where there are quite a few. It's actually the other Discord I'm a mod in, the StumbleQuest podcast, and all the basically, well, I shouldn't say basically, no, all of the cast of that podcast are artists in and of their own rights. They all have their own obviously styles. They're all works and everything like that. One of them you might know is Topspin the Fuzzy. He's done some Game Grumps animations. But yeah, I posted that there, and just so many "how dare yous" came at me after I posted that. It was hilarious. It was
like they were upset that you said it out loud, or that.
Yes.
Okay.
I feel personally attacked from this. Fuck you, Stryker.
So Bully Snake has made a point that there are lots of mediums for art. You can't draw, but your leather works good. You're absolutely
Oh
right.
yeah,
If
yeah.
if you want the weirdest comparison on that, I am on the board of directors for a cosplay nonprofit.
Fuck yeah.
And here's the thing, it's you are never ever going to convince me that that's not it's wearable art. That's
It
really what it
is.
is.
Oh my god, yes, it is.
And in our just the last con I went to, we
Mm-hmm.
had one member. This blows my mind that she made it. But one member made a latex suit of the to use the TV tropes term, the dragon villain, not a literal dragon, but the heavy that rolls with the villain from
Mm-hmm.
Guyver. I
Oh
can't remember the
wow.
character's name, but yeah,
Okay.
she made that with like a latex suit. Another guy who was there won a big time national competition by making his costume completely out of perler beads.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Wow. Yeah. Okay. That's
so
nuts.
there are lots of ways you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
I tend to kind of go with bigger macro stuff. I made my own Doc Ock arms, and I'm going to go back and revisit them and improve them and stuff like that. But
Mm-hmm.
the creation is fulfilling in its own way, no matter what your medium is.
Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, I back when I had an active. Okay. What's the best way I can put this? Back when I went, back when I had a local group that went to conventions with me, um, I was like the head prop master of the group. Like
Ah,
what? Like we did. A few of us did Team Fortress 2 classes. I was the
cool.
engineer. Yep, I was the engineer. But my buddy, we called him Mumbles. Jesse, that was his name. Was the pyro, and let's see, Bob. What the God? What's his name? Bob. I hope it was Bob. I can't. I'm blanking on his name now. Unfortunately, I think it was Bob. Was the scout? I mean, scout wasn't all that much. We just did the baseball bat, things like that. But like, I was the one that built the weapons. We built the we built a flamethrower for my buddy Jesse, again, who was the pyro. We built a total of uh, two flamethrowers at the very least. I think we had plans to build a third until he stopped going to cons. But basically, it was the first time you build a prop, it's going to be okay, but at the same time, it's going to be shit because you know how to build it better the second time you want to build it. And that's what we did. We built the first flamethrower, learned from, it's like, okay, this is pretty good, but we're making another one now because we know how to make it better. At least one year, I had a few other friends come to Yomicon with me, and we did more Team Fortress 2. My buddy Grant was the heavy, and my buddy Rob was the medic. And so I built the minigun and the metagun.
Mm-hmm.
The metagun, I actually think I think the Legion's. Yeah, I shared it with the Legion. Um, I shared the metagun with the Legion and that in the Halloween post when I
Right,
when
right.
I showed off my engineer cosplay. I do need to get the minigun from again, it's at my parents' house, so I got to get that from the garage attic from my dad's house. But yeah, again, it's like the first prop, yeah, it'll look all right, but again, the second time you wait, what the hell? Oh, that's a sketch layer opened up. Um, but yeah, but like you just know how to make it better now this second time around.
Sure, because you have experience.
Mm-hmm. You have
By the way,
experience. You
that
know what to
engineer
do.
was. I remember the engineer. It was fantastic.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, now the engineer, a lot of that was just that costume was. I mean, unlike my friend Caffeine, who is my God, you might know him offhand on the cosplay scene,
Mm-hmm.
but as Caffeine powered, maybe not. But he will like hand make everything, clothes and all. But like the engineer, that was just Carhartt overalls, collared shirt I got at J.C. Penney, patches from Etsy and things like that. And again, it's all about recognizing what it is you can buy. Like I've got an old Pokemon trainer cosplay, old vest I bought at thing at place. I can remember the name of place. Give me a minute. Salvation Army. There it is. That's the name of place. At Salvation Army. But I did get some fabric from Joann's. What's Joann's? I got fabric from somewhere. It's Pokemon Trainer Red, so like the main protagonist, I guess I should say, from the first generation games. Got the white fabric for the vest. Got that sewn on with another buddy of mine before I really met caffeine and things like that. But bought a hat, got some fabric paint, painted that up and things like that. But yeah, it's cosplay is fun. There are a couple others I want to get done. Obviously, you've seen my Ghostbusters get up.
Yeah.
That was, again, depending on the Proton Pack, was a partial build with a buddy of mine to a commission / personal build as well. I've got the new Hasbro pack, but recently from eBay, though, I did purchase the Mandalorian rifle.
Yep.
But unfortunately, the box was already a little damaged as advertised, which was fine. That was not the deal breaker.
Mm-hmm.
But UPS kicked the shit out of that box, and in the process of kicking the crap out of that box, the blaster broke. Now it's still physically good, but mechanically it does not work anymore.
Was this the Nerf made one?
Yes, it was a Nerf made one that was actually the HasLabs one, which was kind of like their Kickstarter one.
Engine of Anger. I did a Joshua Graham. Never got to a con. That is fantastic. I got started doing a Joshua Graham, but at the time I was working on it, I couldn't get the gauze together to finish it off.
Yeah. Again, not ripping on the costume, but Joshua Graham is a fairly, I don't want to say easy, but it is a decent, like, really quick one. Like, the best way to put it is, like, it's a good first cosplay, because obviously it's mostly just gauze and wrapping. Now, yes, you can make it more advanced. You can dirty up the gauzes as you wrap them. It's straightforward, yeah. It's a nice beginner one, but then the more time you spend in putting details in it, though, the better it can look, though. Again, like I said, dirtying up the gauzes, beating up the vest,
details on the gun.
Details on the gun, but a lot of it will come from ripping, tears, and just making it look worn.
Yeah, that's one thing that I've always been an advocate for has been, because the credo of our group is it doesn't matter how you're doing it as long as you're having a good time.
Yep.
But knowing what to get and how to modify it to get the outcome you want is a set of skills all on its own.
It is. One of the best things I think, and feel free to chime in if you agree or disagree with this, but one of the best, I don't have a hands layer. One of the best cosplays to really kind of use as an example for cosplay categories is a Deadpool. There are 4 kinds of Deadpools, which basically falls into 4 kinds of cosplay. There is good costume, good attitude, bad costume, good attitude, bad costume, bad attitude, good costume, bad attitude. And the Deadpools really work in that. I want to use the eye drop tool real quick.
You're talking about the character, like, because the outfit is on that one less important. There have been so many Deadpool variants that you can just about mask with whatever.
That's exactly what I'm about to get into. You've got the good outfit, good cosplay, good attitude. You've got the person that has a very good looking Deadpool, like Deadpool, like mask, his generic uniform, props, and everything like that, and he just will bounce off of anything pretty well. Like, I think the cosplayer's name was P. Diddy. He was pretty big back about I want to say 10 years ago now. He was basically a Deadpool exclusive cosplayer and would just go around to conventions. You could see videos of him just having all kinds of shenanigans on video. Again, that's good cosplay, good attitude. You have fun with the character. Bad cosplay, good attitude is basically someone just in a Deadpool mask, but they might be wearing like a schoolgirl uniform. Okay, you're Deadpool in a schoolgirl uniform. Wowee, who hasn't seen that? But again, they've got the good attitude of Deadpool going. Then you've got the bad cosplay, bad attitude, which, again, Deadpool mask in a schoolgirl uniform, but they're just like, yeah, I'm Deadpool as a schoolgirl, tee-hee, haha. Then you've got the good cosplay, but the bad attitude. Again, someone with a phenomenal costume, but obviously his character, the way he acts, is just lackluster compared to everything else.
So it's funny you used him as an example.
It's the easiest one, to be honest.
I actually started a panel at some of the places my group goes that's about the whole in-character behavior. And the idea sprang from, oddly enough, it was a Nostalgia Critic episode where he made reference to the a-hole Deadpool cosplayer.
Okay.
And because at the beginning he's being random, he's being mean, he's like breaking all the critic stuff there in the office. Okay. And then to have the visual distinction, he's wearing like one of the Walmart costumes. Now look, if you want to get a costume at Walmart and you're having a good time, I'm not going to yuck anybody's yum. Like that is wholly beside the point. Really, if you're having a good time and you're not harassing anybody, we can do fine. But then you hear this gunshot and he looks over and that one falls over and a guy in a much more movie accurate costume walks in and goes, no, we're getting rid of that. And he's like, wait a minute, I thought I was talking to, and his co-host go, no, that's the real one. The other one was the a-hole Deadpool cosplayer. And so I springboarded a whole panel on what is good and bad behavior on it. And instead of, we have someone who, he just does Deadpool stuff, but I know two, and they're both very respectful in how they handle it. They're silly and they're goofy, but they're not, what's the phrase I'm looking for here? Sexual assaulty? You know what I mean. But, the example I use is I have done Mr. Rogers in the past. And just the physical mannerisms and that sort of thing was a whole big aspect of it. And so that whole conversation, yes, super important, really worth talking about. But again, I don't think that if you're not entering a competition, then who cares, right? Like the competitions are getting bonkers anyway, because the friend of mine who's really competitive and does a really good job said to me, how long is it going to be before no, my work is better because, I raised the sheet from it and sheared the wool myself and spun it into the thread in order to make this thing. It's like, well, where's this crap going to stop? But as long as you're having a good time, you're not bothering anybody, then I think you're fine. But yeah, it's the attitude. Are you having a good time and being silly? That's one thing. Are you, I just about got physically assaulted by a group of people. I don't even know what the heck they were, but they were like, no, we wanted to glom on you. I'm like, no, that would have been physical assault at the speed you were running. Don't you dare.
Oh, glomming. Yeah, is that still a thing? God, I don't know.
I haven't seen it in a long time. It's the last time I saw it, almost ended in violence. So I've made it a point to avoid it.
No, it's not just furries that glomp their engine. It was its whole own thing.
Weird thing, yeah. But
glomping is just forcing. Yeah.
I didn't mean to take us on a weird tangent there.
Oh, no, that's fine. I mean, we're still in the same subject here, which is that of the cosplay, which is that of art, because
So I have only ever, and I may have been a jerk about this, but I have only ever been super critical of one piece of art that I can remember. And it's when I was in high school, and this group I was in, we went to this art museum, And the whoever's giving us the tour, I'm not necessarily proud of this, but it did happen. Walked us up to this. It's roped off in the middle of the room, and it's a cardboard box. Looked like it was spray painted gold with no ends on it. And said, "This is a minimalist piece of art." And I went, "What's art about this?" It's like, "Well, it's minimalist. It's meant to accentuate, minimal behavior." I'm like what? And I kept pushing for like, what is this really supposed to be? And it ended up, she was like, but it's minimalist art. And I'm like, it doesn't, like, to me,
art to you, yeah.
It seemed utterly pointless. And like I said, I wasn't proud of it, but when you're a teenager full of piss and vinegar, sometimes you do that stuff.
Yeah. And again, art is truly in the eye of the beholder. And that's the case in point right there. You did not see the art in it, in that minimalism. You just saw a cardboard box. It's like the guy that, just put the pineapple on the table, and a week later they put it under glass because, it must be art.
There's a certain amount of highfalutin or artur or whatever the correct term is, I'm not really sure, that I cast a gimlet eye at, but that's just an opinion.
Oh, that's problem solved there. I know what I'll do. Art like the straight, yeah. As a test of what can be art. Yet that is true. Yeah, it's all in the eye of the beholder. And you know what? Some of it could just be someone saying like, "All right, what can I do?" Engine's got a point there. What can you get away as art? What can you get away with? And would someone probably be dumb enough to pay for it too?
Yeah, the banana duct tape to the wall thing is that happened. I was like, you're asking an awful lot for people to buy into that one. Bully Snake's bringing kind of I think Bully Snake's referencing kind of a postmodern point in that. If I'm using the term wrong, I'll apologize. I don't mean to.
That's fine. I don't know no damn terms. But go ahead.
My understanding, their caveat of postmodernism is that things are supposed to have value on their own. By virtue of their existence, there is innate value. I myself don't necessarily agree with it. Like the guy who got paid, I don't know, like $2 million to make a piece of art, and he just gave them a blank canvas with the title that said "Take the money and run." That's funny. That's trolling. But I'm not going to call that art.
I mean, from a shit poster standpoint, that is fucking art.
Okay, that's shit poster art in and of itself.
It is. But, that's bravo, sir. Bravo.
But I am going to get to a point where I'm not going to necessarily say that something should be qualified as high art just by its virtue of existing.
Right.
I know it's some people say currency has value because we agree it does. It's like, well, okay, yeah, but there's a standard attached to it. There's some levels of art I might look at and go, I'm not on board with this. But that's just the opinion of, some dumb hillbilly who happened to bumble his way into your stream. So
yeah, that's fair. I mean, I gotta close that door. You fell right in. You fell right to my little art basement here. Maybe that's not looking good. That's not looking good.
Yeah, Engine brings up the point. Some of it's probably money laundering.
Yeah.
I can't argue that.
No, neither can I. All right, let's go ahead and run this experiment now.
So I'm not familiar with where your avatar here comes from. What's it?
It is from the game Phantasy Star Online.
Okay.
Originally, it was released on the Sega Dreamcast. You could pretty much call it like the first MMO. Because obviously, with the name Online, it was an online game. It was released later on the GameCube, which is where I played it at. And This representation here is what's known as a raw cast. It is a male robot. The robots are known as the cast race, and the raw portion of it is ranger. It is specialized with the ranged weapons, the handguns, the rifles, the mech guns, things like that.
It reminds me of the Rocket Reds from DC Comics a little bit.
Okay. I myself unfamiliar, but I will take your word on that. But yeah, it's just again playing that game. A lot of good memories attached to that game, and just back in the day, that's like when I play, I was like, you know what, this is like the titular striker that like really is a good representation of what the character is, the name kind of is, and like that whole online persona that we all have had during those formidable days that we spend online, be it as we do now or when we were initially growing up. Like, this was end of high school, very beginning of the internet for me, that early 2000s stage.
That's fascinating. The so you've had a pretty consistent handle the entire time, I guess. Is that accurate?
Yeah. I mean, the striker handle itself is like the longest one I have used. Let's go ahead and pop that out there. And it pretty much has, I mean, it's had to go through iterations because, like, obviously, like, say, Xbox, for example, someone got it before I did. So, I mean, obviously, I had to alter the name a bit, which is where the, in some online sections, I've got the squad on there because the initial striker usage came from Robotech.
Okay.
And essentially, I'm gonna turn that off real quick. And say it with me, everybody. That was on the wrong layer. Anyway, again, it's based off Robotech. When Robotech was coming back a little bit in the early 2000s, a roleplay squadron there. My call sign was Striker, and on top of that, as we all do, make our own fan fictions, everything like that. Like the next, like a further out generation of that universe, I create all in my head as a fever dream, probably. These strikers were one of the squadrons in that whole scenario. So, that's where the squad portion comes from of the of that usage. So obviously, if I can't get Striker, or for example, say Striker 1, I'll just throw Squad on there, and that usually isn't taken yet. So
that's fair enough. It's interesting. I've known some people who have had very consistent handles for 20 years now, and mine have changed. I don't want to. It's kind of a marker. Hello, TK. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah. We'll be wrapping up soon, though. But
yeah,
welcome. Glad to have you in, TK.
But it's been a, like, not to sound pompous with it, but kind of different eras or what I've been into.
Mm-hmm.
The one that I've got is one that I've just used consistently because it was a random mash of syllables I slammed together because I was like, I'll just use this whenever I was signing up for some game or another, and nobody ever bothered it, so I just kept using it. But I had your basic high school one, which was not that far off my name, and then I had one that was in college. I used one that was named after a roller coaster that almost killed me.
Oh, fantastic! Top Thrill Dragster, yeah. Got it.
No, it was a wooden coaster.
Wooden coaster. What's that one on Cedar Point? I forget now.
So I was at the I was trying to get over my fear of heights.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, I'm going to start with this one. There aren't loops on it, that sort of stuff. And I went on it once, and I was like, okay. And I was like, I got to do it again if I'm going to break this, right?
Yep.
So I'm sitting there, and it gets to the top of the hill, right at the height of when I'd be freaking out.
Mm-hmm.
And the lap bar pops up.
Oh, glorious.
And I look down at it, and I start trying to slam it back down, and it won't latch. And I looked at that, and I thought to myself, you know, here I am. I'm, I think, a sophomore in high school, and I think to myself, this is not how I die. And I leaned down, and I wrapped my arms underneath the bar, and went down the hill on this thing, literally standing up. The only thing that kept me in the cart is my arms wrapped around the underside of this bar.
Oh,
And
man.
when it got to the bottom, like there was a loop at the bottom where it took you onto the rest of the trek. The camera was at the further end. When it got to the bottom at the first end and it tilted, it slammed me down into the seat. The bar locked all the way down with my arms underneath it. And it was at that point I came to the conclusion, you know what? I'm just going to be afraid of heights. That's just going to be something I live with, because I'm not doing this again.
Yeah, wowzers. Whew. Whew. Wowie. All right.
So are you working on the second pose, I suppose?
Yeah. I'm just kind of looking at the idle now, which is, the program I use is, you can choose to upload 2 images, which, gives you the illusion of movement. So that's what we're doing right now. So yeah, it looks like just about everything is pretty much set, I think.
So it looks like your avatar just kind of fades back and forth depending on whether you're talking or not, right?
Yeah. I mean, on stream, obviously, you can see the arm move a little bit, and that's basically the same thing that's going to be happening here as well. Is there will be a movement in the arm, like holding the controller, basically, when I'm not talking. Then when I am talking, I'm just playing with the cord a little bit, which is something I do now and again with the controller. Like if I'm waiting for something or just on a pause menu, I'll just slide the controller up through my hand or up through my finger or something like that, just to play with it a little bit.
So T.O. is here. Hello, T.O. Glad you're here. Home from work. Glad you could join us.
Yeah. So it looks pretty good. So let's go ahead and grab this color real quick from the controller. And I'm going to color, let's go ahead and collapse that. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just get these in here real quick. Gauntlet. Turn off the idle animation now. Hand. Controller. And the arm. Now I gotta find out where I have layer 1. Oh, I know where layer 1 is. There it is. There's layer 1. All right, we're just gonna go ahead and we're just gonna at least start the coloring.
There's a question that's been put in there. Is that program big enough to draw wide Tom?
No. There is no program big enough to properly draw wide Tom. No matter what size I make the canvas, it will not be of proper size. I would need multiple images to successfully attempt to capture the wideness of wide Tom.
So you'd have to have like a panoramic piece of art.
I mean, yeah, but like, okay. My monitor, I do not have a large enough monitor to properly make wide Tom. That's the thing. And I don't have enough of the monitors to make wide Tom. I could make him piece by piece, yes, but it would not all be on the screen at the same time. That is damn impossible. Even if I zoomed out as much as I could, I still could not have the entirety of wide Tom upon the canvas.
You'd have to construct Tom bean by bean, right?
That's dangerous right there. That's dangerous right there. It's
no
bean
art.
by bean.
He's pointed out it would be double wide, so.
That is true. Double wide. I mean, now, I have attempted and failed mind you, because it is hard to. Uh,
Oh, he's upgraded to triple wide.
oh fuck. Because it is damn near impossible to properly capture the girth. But I tried to make the wider Tom emote, which instead of the 3 emotes connected together, it would be 5 Toms connected together.
I appreciate that Tom just used one of the words in the English language I think is the funniest. The girth. Because to me, girthy is one of the funniest words in the language.
So much girth. So much
girthy.
The girth. Also, hi Tom. How you doing, buddy? my girth certificate. I you ate it last time you were over, Tom. You denied it to me. I was so proud of it. I was so proud. Like, Tom, I finally got a girth certificate. He's like, no. And just like, ow. And they wash it down with the 40. You wash it down with the 40 of King Cobra.
He's pointing out that he did not believe that you had been properly certified, I think.
Perhaps. Or he was just denying me what was due. But this is something I must accept in my life. For Tom is a good man. I would have him over any day of the week for sausages and other meats.
I hope someday to have the pleasure.
Oh yeah, of course. You may come over as well for sausages and meats and gaming if you wish to partake in such.
Well, I would have to find an acceptable way of making a departure from my responsibilities. So.
Window children there. Math is done. Throw them through it.
No, I like my kids.
I see. That's. Say it with me, everybody. That was on the wrong layer. Let's just go ahead and just. Oh, there we go. All right, back to the hand. Yeah, we'll just we'll finish this hand up here. Then we will be calling it for the evening because we have pretty much come up on time. I will say this: tomorrow on System Saturdays, I'll probably be playing more Phantasy Star Online just as a nice filler. Because the weekend after that, if I am indeed streaming, will be Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom that comes out next week.
Very nice.
So I might be playing that game twice, once for the stream and then just, like once on my own, because if it's anything like Breath of the Wild, that game just caught me and I just couldn't put it down, just kept playing it until I beat the game.
I've known games like that.
Yeah, it was a well done game. So if Tears of the Kingdom is like that, I'll probably play a lot of it on my own, but I will have a separate game for System Saturdays. Again, very similar setup to how I would be playing it. There'll probably be a little bit of double audio because I'm playing it off my TV as I sit upon my couch in front of the TV, because that takes a little more active reaction, not just like sitting at the computer or looking at the screen like it would with an RPG, because turn-based games, not much thunking done. But yeah, we've pretty much got the idle animation down. Let's go ahead and bring that back up. Let's go ahead and bring that animation up, Jamie. We go. Yeah, we pretty much got the idle animation done for, at the very least, the Super Nintendo reaction. I will say this: after we finish up the Super Nintendo reaction here, I will start the gaming starting soon screen. I will be doing that. So that bee is still impressive looking. So yeah. Thanks for joining me, Hal.
Oh, happy to do it. Thank you for having me.
Yep. Thanks for joining us, chat, here on this Untitled Art stream. I have yet to decide what to call it. I will be back tomorrow with System Saturdays, of course. Again, probably Fantasy Star Online. And after that, see, tonight we've got farming coming up. So, no, this is, I mean, yeah, I do have I am slightly artistic, I will give you that. But no, that was a much better YouTube show. But with that, we got farming coming up in about a couple hours, so swing by on for that. You guys have a good rest of your evening, and I'll catch you later.